Well, Ryan, welcome to Drunk Comics, and viewers, welcome to Drunk Comics. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you guys out there for witnessing. I'm assuming you guys are all about like this general area here. If we're looking at the standard stage, then yeah, that would be where the audience is.
You know, wherever they are. Yeah. Brian, why don't you tell me and the viewers at home or wherever you are a little bit about your.
No fair, you got a head start on the drinks.
I have gotten a little head start on the drinks. I'm finishing off my drink in my Iron Man glass, even though I'm not Team Iron.
Not in this particular case. He has some good points, but yeah.
He does.
Well, I am Ryan H. Nelson, also known as Rye Guy, aka Lionel R. Guy. Milwaukee born and raised. I am an actor, voiceover, and singer. Just all around stuff. I also stream on Twitch these days, twitch.tv/LionelRGuy. We'll remember that plug later as well. Oh yeah, that's coming at the end. Yes. And unemployment means I get to do some stuff like this every now and then while I try to find a stable paycheck again. So
please employ this guy. He's awesome.
Yes. I try, by damn it.
All right. And so how did you get into comics and superheroes?
Well, I got into well, both of those things. Well, superheroes in general, my earliest memories are twofold. The Ninja Turtles, the 90s or the 80s and 90s Ninja Turtles cartoon was really what brought me up. And then as well as I remember coming home when my mom would pick me up from daycare, going home and watching reruns of the old Adam West Batman series on Super 18, back when that existed.
I remember when that existed.
Yeah, before it became WB and then the CW, and then has had briefly a Super 18 block that was hosted by a friend of mine for a while. And then, so my first exposure then to comics was what else? Ninja Turtles. Specifically, issue 3 of the Archie series. That was my first comic that I remember reading. I also got, a bunch of Batman books for a while. A lot of them were a little darker than what I probably should have been reading at like 5 or 6. I remember some terrifying shit, some bloody shit. Some people getting beaten to a bloody pulp in fire shit.
Yeah, because Batman books in the 80s and 90s were not kid friendly.
Oh yeah, and I specifically remember a Batman cover. Sober Kelly, can you put this up, please? Thank you.
Yes.
Of like a demon Batman thing, like using some hand propelled like laser blast at some hapless standby, and on the back cover is a fucking Lucky Charms, all the colors of the marshmallows are mixed up ad, like, and that you could fold it fucking Mad Magazine style to have it be a steady stream of the properly colored mushrooms. Marshmallows. Spoiler alert. I
mean, you
I shamed her too early.
And maybe that would make sense.
In fact, I don't know if I have the letter anymore, but I know for a while I had the letter because I submitted the correct answers of like what the marshmallows were supposed to be. God fucking damn it. And I fucking got a thank you letter. You will fucking show respect when I tell you that I got a fucking hand typed letter from Lucky the Leprechaun himself, thanking me personally for putting his fucking marshmallows in the proper correct order of color. Shit.
This Irish girl says that leprechauns may not be real.
I'm sorry, bitch, what? No, but
I probably, my Irish ancestors are like rolling over my graves right now.
Yeah,
fuck you, Kelly. Yeah. You don't deserve the name Kelly anymore. Real.
Okay, so you're on the not leprechaun side. I'm on pro leprechaun side. Whose side are you on, viewers at home?
Ooh,
Oh, what a
comment.
perfect fucking segue. We're talking about Civil War.
I love it.
Actually,
I
before that,
love
I do actually have to get back to what I was
That's
going to
right.
say. That
Yes. Go on.
from there, though, as far as comic books, other comic books that I grew up reading at that time, though, were the fucking Nintendo comics. Like they had like the straight up Game Boy special and the Dr. Mario special and shit. And
I don't think I knew that there were Nintendo comics. Or not. No. Fake Geek Girl alert. Y'all, Geek Girl, I've been outed after 50 some episodes. Yep. Fake Geek. I didn't know. There were Nintendo comics.
Well, it's been a lovely show, Kelly. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for fucking nothing.
I'm canceled now. Oh shit. I'm not canceled. There's no one to cancel me because this is my channel. But y'all can stop watching.
I'll spread the word to the internet to make sure that you are properly and ceremoniously canceled.
Well, there are plenty of people out there who already think girls don't read comics. So
yeah, so but then
I'm pretty sure the word's out there.
But yeah, from there though, I oh my god.
How did you not know this?
I'm ashamed to admit this one. Here, I'll balance the scales in your favor here, because for some fucking reason I owned a New Kids on the Block comic.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. There were New Kids on the Block comics, of course.
There was at least an issue. I don't know how many more, but yeah.
Well,
and thing was, I think it was because I thought they were cool because they got all the chicks. So I'm like, oh, so well, they must be awesome because they're getting all these kisses in this book. And for me, for some reason, the thing that I was obsessed with as a kid for the longest time was the kiss on the cheek that left like the lipstick print.
Aww.
Like that was the yeah, that guy's the fucking boss right there.
That's
like,
adorable.
There's nothing higher. There's nothing higher. Sex does not exist.
All right, so let's.
I could use a drink. So what are you drinking there today, Kelly?
Okay, so I am now on Screwdrivers.
Yeah. See, y'all didn't get to see the 2.5 hours we spent prepping for this and discussing while she got her head start on drinking. She still doesn't know what I'm drinking yet. So
yes, I would like to know, please.
So yeah. So anybody who frequents my streams over at twitch.tv/Lionel R Guy, that's LIONELRGUY. I don't have like an actual full schedule per se. I just stream whenever. Like a lot of Mondays I get, and then I have one coming up on Sunday. It'll be in the past by the time this goes up, but
yeah.
And I'll also. I'll save my last promotions for at the end. Remind me that I have an event to plug. But yeah, frequent viewers of my streams know that I tend to keep things classy by drinking A&W root beer out of a wine glass. For this occasion here, it's drunk comics. Doing that would fly in the face of every bit of rational reason. So I'm drinking rum chata out of an A&W root beer bottle. But it's rum chata mixed with some pomegranate mango vodka, some whiskey, or no, scotch, blackberry brandy, and a hint of red wine.
Wow, that sounds good.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It works, and there's a little bit of chunkage here and there, but that's just, what the fuck are you gonna do? And all of this is mixing in my system with the newly administered first dose of the vaccine. So let's fucking party.
Cheers to that. Ryan and I are both House Moderna.
Yeah.
Hopefully all of you can either are getting your vaccine or can get your vaccine soon.
Yes.
Vaccine plug or Civil War.
All right. So basically it starts with the New Warriors they're in Stamford, Connecticut, and at this point, it's an incarnation of the New Warriors that was a reality TV show, Super Team, which is very much. It's how did that go for? I think.
Oh no, I said, how could that go wrong?
Oh, not whatsoever. And it was very, it was very much of its time. Hell, shit, I still remember my dad would literally turn the phones off while in the house while Survivor was on. That was the kind of man he was.
And like you reminded me, this was not the 90s. This was 2007.
Yeah, this is, yeah. Well, started in 2006, continued into 2007. Or was it started in 2007, continued to 8? No, it was started in 6, continued into 7. That's right.
I'll fact check it.
I know it took a little longer than the 7 months it should have. I know the last 2 issues I think got delayed a little bit, but yeah.
That's comics.
So they're in Stamford, Connecticut. They're getting ready, and they are outside in the bushes at some villain hideout. It's just 4 dudes, 3 dudes and a chick in this house just in the middle of this town, whatever. Apparently their neighbors just are fucking clueless, whatever. It seems like a regular suburban whatever. I'm trying to remember who all it was. It was Speed Freak, Cobalt Man, Nitro, and Cold Heart, I think her name is. I've never heard of her before this, but in fact, most of them I know nothing about. And they're talking with their control room, and they're all super stoked. And Speedball is like, "Yeah, this is gonna be awesome!" And because I have the one cool costume I've ever fucking had before or since. This is gonna be great. And Namorita is like, "Oh, all right, so what's the plan?" And Speedball is like, "The plan is you're gonna have 5 more minutes in makeup for that disgusting fucking zit on your stupid fucking fish chin." And to which everybody's like, "Oh, cool. When did you become an insufferable used douche nozzle, Speedball?" That's the readers wondering that, because apparently showbiz has changed the happy-go-lucky Speedball and made him just among the biggest tools in the Marvel universe, at least temporarily. So, and first of all, may I note that apparently their makeup team, good on them that they apparently just have blue makeup. You can't just buy that. I'm wondering at that point if in the Marvel universe where there's super people every which way, if there's if they just sell that shit in a smaller quantity at your Walgreens or whatever, or if they have to go to fucking Bartz's or some shit, some Halloween shop to fucking get this shit. I legit am made to wonder. And also, do fish get zits? She's Atlantean, whatever. My point still stands.
Yeah.
So
that is these are the questions that the people need to know.
Oh yeah. And then and if I may be so bold as to, speaking of something being a fucking product of its time here, yes, I own physical copies of everything. Why wouldn't I? Fuck you.
Yeah, you should. Also support your local comic shops.
Yeah. Do you want to know how fucking on the nose, how fucking time capsule ass motherfucker this book is?
Yes. Yes, I do. Please.
Issue 1, page 7 is Brandon Routh as Superman Returns promoting Got Milk.
Oh, I remember that campaign.
It's incredible. That tells you everything you need to know, and you can just look at that and going oh my God, we really are in the magical world of 2006. Yes. So yeah, apparently that was in theaters June 30th. So yeah. Right next to, by the way, the gratuitous Namorita booty, which you're gonna get a lot of gratuitous Steve McNiven drawn booty in this series, and God bless him for that. He this is, it's one of those things. Would that fly in these days, or would that actually be like even more championed? Like it's going to be in those two camps, like warring against each other. The half going like, just let things be sexy if they can be sexy, and then others going like fuck you, little girls might read this, and yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, our show is still getting work, so
yeah, Psylocke without the action thong just feels wrong at any given time. Oh, speaking of the action thong, straight up Cold Heart, right? Right there has the little, like, the thong protruding from the sweatpants. So there is that. Oh, and you've got this golden line as she's being cornered by Namorita and Night Thrasher. And she goes, wait a minute, I know you guys. You're those idiots from that reality show. I'm not getting taken down by Goldfish Girl and the Bondage Queen. A big diss on Night Thrasher. And then him talking to editing. Could we cut out the part where she called me the Bondage Queen? And Microbe apparently being, oh yeah, because Night Thrasher sounds so much straighter. So yeah, that's how fucking Mark Miller dialogue rolled in circa 2006, Year of Our Lord XX.
yeah, that sounds about right.
So yeah, and you see like even as they're fighting, they're like totally playing up the angle of like, yeah, we have editors like Speedball busts Speed Freak through the door. He goes like, I'd heard that clothes made the man, Speed Freak, and in your case, it's totally true. Which, that's a lame line, no matter which way you cut it. But then the camera guy goes, the sound was off for a second there, bud. Any chance of that last part again? He goes, sure thing. And in your case, it's totally true, Chuckles. Like, he takes that opportunity to add the extra word there too, Chuckles. Yeah, I don't,
because that makes it hit better.
Yeah, that's the line doesn't even make sense. I'd heard that clothes make the man. In your case, it's totally true. Like, I could see that being something like a badass statement from Iron Man or something. But like, this is supposed to be a diss to Speed Freak. To be fair, I don't know shit about Speed Freak. I know he appears to have metal arms and legs. I don't know. And I think there was a helmet/mask thing on their fucking coffee table. Yeah. It almost looks like a Nova helmet. I don't know. But anyway. So, by the way, I know I already said his name, but yeah, Steve McNiven's art in this is like fucking gorgeous. All like across the board. Like, booties and all. Like, I don't know that there's one picture in here where I would go like, that is fucking hideous. Like, good God, like he was really taking an off day. But so they're taking out most of the guys just fine, but then they're like, hey, anybody got a line on that old Captain Marvel villain? And Namorita's like, yeah, I got this shit. And she goes and finds, it's Nitro they're talking about. She tackles him up against a school bus. And she's like, yeah, like on your feet, like, like, none of your stupid bullshit explosions, because like I'm tougher than that, and it's just gonna make me beat the fuck out of you even harder. And he's like, yeah, you're Namorita, right? Like, cousin, like Submariner's cousin, like Namor's cousin, whatever. You're like, yeah, we're not the fucking D-list bottom of the bin fucking bargain basement people you're used to fighting. You're playing with the big boys now. And he says this while his eyes start glowing. And Nitro's power is that he can explode. Like, literally, that's his thing. He explodes. Like, his body is completely intact, but he just like unleashes an explosion from his body. Like, he can walk away.
Nasty.
Yeah, and he used to fight like old Marvel, Captain Marvel. I don't know if he's the one. I don't think he gave Captain Marvel cancer, but like I know he was the one he was fighting when he had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But like usually his explosions are pretty, localized, whatever. But yeah, then you see this shit.
Oof.
Takes out like a massive block of the town. And like including and the next shot you see is the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and X-Men performing fucking cleanup duty. Just like it's a wreck. It's fucked up. And you're seeing like everybody's just trying to do, you know, like Iron Man and Cap are sitting there talking about like how the fuck did this happen? Like and everybody's hating us for this right now. And like maybe they have a point, you know, like it's hard to say that it's their fault. They were trying to do the right thing. It's not like they directly like purposely blew this place up, but like they went in when they straight up like some of the members of the team like straight up acknowledged at the time like they were out of their fucking league. So, but they went in anyway, and like the final toll, spoiler, it ends up being 612 people dead, including 60 children.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like at a school playground. This like all went down. And yeah, and Iron Man's going like, dude, like everybody in the country saw them, you know, straight up saying on TV that they were only chasing ratings when they did this. So
yeah.
But then and the X-Men are there, like I said, and they're trying to help people. But you're seeing like even while they're doing it, this was during the era, this was shortly after the decimation, after House of M, where Wanda ended up declaring quite infamously, no more mutants.
Thank you, Wanda.
And wiped out 99.99% of the mutant population, going from millions to literally 198 mutants left on Earth. Though that tended to fluctuate with new discoveries and deaths, and Vulcan returning from space with Darwin in tow, but that's well down the line. So they're trying to help with the cleanup efforts, and they even have Rachel, who had just taken up the Rachel Gray name as opposed to Rachel Summers, and her mom's Marvel Girl name since Jean had died. And they're like, can you handle this, you know, like getting this rubble out of the way for these people, you know, Rachel? And she's like, yes, thank you for giving me the most attention I've gotten in a fucking Marvel event in this decade or the next or the previous. But yeah, so this was, but after that era, though, during this era, like the X-Men were considered an endangered species. Mutants, I should say, were considered an endangered species. So, of course, the U.S. government took it upon themselves to form this organization called the ONE, which sent human manned sentinels there to like fucking be watchdogs on the fucking Xavier School.
Yeah, because sentinels and mutants have such a great history.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not gonna fucking make them want to fucking, you know, make something bleed at all. So here, while they're like trying to rescue survivors, like the Sentinels are there watching them, and Wolverine's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me with this shit. And like even one of the little kids is like, mommy, and the mom says, and I quote, "It's okay, honey, they aren't going to hurt you. The Sentinels are only here to keep an eye on the X-Men for us. They're the good guys."
Ew.
Doesn't that feel just fucking gross? Yeah, but it's what it is. But so yeah, so anyway, but then the other heroes are going like, yeah, this is going to be like, you watch this shit, Miss Marvel, because that's who you are right now, because you haven't earned those Captain Wings yet. Like this is like going to be
Sarah.
Yeah, like Camel's back meet that last straw. Like this is absolutely like, who can justify what's happened here? And then it cuts back and forth through like real world events, and then like news interviews and reports and stuff like that. Like they're interviewing She-Hulk, and she's talking about like, you know, well, like like some people are saying, you know, like, oh, get rid of superheroes altogether, and like that's impossible. Like that's really stupid. Like, you know, the supervillains aren't going to go like, oh, there's no more superheroes around. Like, okay, well, I guess we'll stop doing shit. Like, no, like that's not what's going to happen, but just requiring them to be, you know, licensed and, you know, registered or whatever, like, yeah, I think that's reasonable. And but then it goes to the big mass funeral for like all the dead people from the attack. Like it's just a big mass gathering at the church. Like I don't know how like they determined who was allowed in to this thing, because there's no way they had enough room for everybody who like needed to grieve everybody for 612 people,
Whoever the plot
including 60
needed
children. Yeah.
in
But
there.
yeah. And then the next thing you see is Tony Stark walking out of there in a big old loogie, landing him square in the fucking face. And it's a woman named Miriam Sharp. She's like, "You filthy piece of crap!" Like, and he's sitting there going like, "Look, miss, I understand that you're upset. I get it, and it really sucks. But like, you're blaming me for something I wasn't there. Like, that was all on the New Warriors." She's like, "Yeah, but who fucking told them that it was a good idea to fucking wander around in a costume and fight evil like all willy-nilly and just they can just do whatever they want and there's no consequences? Like, gee, I fucking wonder where they got that idea." So yeah, she's, you know, pissed about this, and rightly so. She lost her son Damien in the blast, and she ends up becoming kind of a linchpin in this. Yeah, good lord. So yeah. Oh, by the way, all the New Warriors are believed dead at this point. Spoiler alert: we find out later that there is one survivor. We'll get to that. But and most of the reports that are going on, and even most of the conversations between the superheroes, is, you know, the basic idea of like, is it really so unreasonable to, you know, expect people who have the power of a nuclear weapon, you know, inside them to, you know, just register like and you know, be licensed to like do, you know, what they do to help people the same way like a police officer has to be like, you know, licensed to carry a gun and a badge, you know. I realized today that's going to be a whole other fucking like can of beans. Let's not get into that shit right now, but like, holy God, if this story was released like now, like, holy shit, like I feel like
Kaboom!
the entirety, like there would be so many, like aside from, let's just toss all the fucking like decade and a half worth of character development since then. Let's just toss that aside and just address like how many like just societally. I feel like that's a word. Is that a word?
Yeah,
Societally, that sounds right enough. Anyway, and then the next page, like normally where they might say like, you know, Stamford, Connecticut, you know, Bridgeford, Massachusetts. I don't even know if that's a real place, but it sounds like it would be. The next page is just called titled "Things Turn Ugly," and Human Torch flies in to meet a date at a club, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to, you know, rescue a bunch of orphans from a burning orphanage, you know, building." And she's like, "Really? Are you just making that up to impress me?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, if you replace orphans with hot babes and burning buildings with signing autographs, you know, sure, yeah, because I'm fucking Human Torch, and that's what I do." So apparently, she totally is okay with this. And like, and he even shows up like at the door for the bouncer, and they're letting him right in. They're like, "Yeah, you know, Paris and Lindsay are upstairs waiting for you. They couldn't believe." So yeah, we know in 2007 who those are. Like, I don't know if, you know, people reading this today who, you know, weren't up on pop culture at that time might not know who they're referring to. Like, oh, so just two random, you know, girl names. But yeah, like Mark Miller does not let you forget that this happens in a semi-real world. So,
Yes.
which is cool, sometimes a little much, but you know, whatever. But then people in the line are like, what the fuck? Why does this guy get to go in before us? Like, we've been waiting here for hours. He's like, yeah, well, maybe next time that you guys save the world from Galactus, like, maybe you'll get let in too. Like, cool, later. And they're like, yeah, or how about the next time we blow up a fucking school? Yeah, how about next time we kill like hundreds of kids? Like, maybe they'll let us in then. And Johnny's like, I'm sorry, the fuck? What? Like, and
Awkward.
yeah, he's like, hey, we had nothing to do with those fucking losers. Like, okay, those are D-list at best. Like, you're still alive because of us. What the fuck is your problem? And his date's like, like, Johnny, like, I really don't want to be here. And before they can even like react, Johnny gets pelted on the back of the head with a beer bottle, and they just start beating the fuck out of him on the ground.
Woof.
And yeah, so and so now, and then the reports continue about superhero reform and registration and all that shit, and it ends in like there's this big congregation of superheroes, like, and everybody, it's talking on the same points back and forth, the stuff you would expect, like, hey, like, these masks are a tradition, like, if the government starts telling us who the bad guys are, like, that's not cool, like, then are they going to be shipping us off to fucking Iraq when we should be fighting Galactus, like, and and like work through a bunch of red tape? Like, yeah, but like, you see what happens when we're left to our own devices? Yeah, we can fucking ruin people's lives while we're trying to help them. It's like, well, yeah, but like, this is also intruding on a lot of civil liberties, and etc. And you're seeing like pretty much everybody's already got their side. Like, not many people are going to be swayed. A few might be, and even Spider-Man like creeps in his new Stark suit, looking creepy as hell. And to be fair, is a cool enough suit. I don't understand why it has 3 legs in the back instead of 4, so that he could be a proper fucking 8-legged spider. That, like, thank God they fixed that in the movies. That does not make sense to me to this fucking day. Why does he have 3 legs? That doesn't make God damn it.
This is why we drink.
It's that's a fucking amputated fucking spider at that point. So yeah, so they're talking about like, it's a tradition. We can't just let them turn this into super cops. They're like, are you fucking bullshitting me with this right now? Like, we are lucky we've made it this long without people fucking coming after us with pitchforks. Like, God damn it. It was only a matter of time. Like, this is the natural evolution of things. And people are going like, well, should we strike if they turn this into a, like some people were talking about striking, like, is that what we should do? And they're like, dude, we're superheroes, like, that's not cool, like, so like the whole idea is to help people, like, it's not really proving our point in any way to just go like, all right, well, you guys fucking take care of yourselves. Like, yeah, we might prove a point, but we also would be fucking assholes. So there's and Spider-Man's going like, well, hey, I have a big problem with registering, because like, if we're putting my secret identity out there, and that's the big part of it for me, is like, why did registering have to necessarily mean public, revelations of superhero identities?
Right.
Like, some of it, like, I could understand it. Like, I would have assumed like it would be like, okay, like, only certain people have access to this shit,
Right, like,
and you could work out some system, even if you have to work out some system with like a psychic to wipe the things from their mind if they get fired or some shit. Like, I'm sure there's whole other, there's whole loads of shit, with this across the board. I get it. But like, yeah, he's like, yeah, let's talk about like registration, it would be fine, if it weren't for, like, the people it would put in danger. And then, like, even Sue Storm is like, well, I mean, our family has been public knowledge from the get-go. Like, it's never been a problem for us. He's like, yeah, well, it would be a problem for me when I come home to find fucking Aunt May and Mary Jane each on their own impaled a Dr. Octopus arm, you know. So,
Right.
you know, and yeah, Daredevil is basically saying like, yeah, like this is the end of the way we do business. Like you can smell it. So then it later cuts to a meeting with Maria Hill and Captain America and some other SHIELD agents, but it's mainly the two of them discussing. And they're talking about how bad the situation is. And keep in mind, at this point, like going into the event, everybody like sort of assumed who would be on what side. Because you figure like, I mean, Captain America has a secret identity, and you know, he's or no, he's got a like a little more public identity rather, and he he fights for the government. Like, I mean, some people are going to forget that in the past he's gone against the government, because he didn't agree with stuff, but that's, whatever. But he's
Right.
Mr. Law, he's Mr. Law. Like if he thinks something's going to be breaking the law, he's not going to be doing it. So you'd think he would be on the pro-reg side, and Iron Man, who has a secret identity, kind of on and off at this point. Like he'd kind of gone back and forth. It was like Daredevil before Daredevil, where they keep, pulling the genie out of the bottle and then going like, get the fuck in there. So
Oh no, I've been seeing it the same place with someone else dressed as Daredevil, so I can't possibly be Daredevil.
mm-hmm. So they're discussing. Oh, good Lord. So they're discussing, and so Maria Hill, and keep in mind, like, Maria Hill's still pretty green in her tenure as commander of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like she's, like Nick Fury, like has gone into hiding like not long before this. And so she's discussing, well, because like before this was the Secret Wars, or the Secret War rather, the underground, the under the radar, Black Ops, whatever thing, where Nick Fury tricked a bunch of superheroes into doing something that they weren't actually sanctioned to do. And that was before House of M. But anyway, so Maria Hill's looking at it like, hey, like this is definitely what the public wants. Like, superhero reform bill has like an umpteen billion% approval rating from the general public. He's like, yeah, well, unfortunately, it's pretty split down the middle. He's like, yeah, like I'm hearing, Cap, that there's a party right now going on where everybody is sort of discussing this shit. Like, what do you think's happening over there? He's like, well, I mean, like things seem pretty split down the middle. Like, and they both have points. Like I don't know what's going to make everybody happy. And she's like, all right, well, look at it this way. Like, how many do you think are against this right now? Like how many rebels do you see? Like, like any major ones? He's like, well, I mean, yeah, there's definitely a few, like there's a bunch of rebels. As far as majors, yeah, there's a few, but it's mostly like the street level folks, like, like Daredevil and Luke Cage, or, and Maria Hill's like, oh, so nobody you can't handle. And Cap's like, fuck the what?
You to assume.
Yep, fuck the what? And she's like, did I fucking stutter? And Cap's like, no, because first of all, fuck you. Second of all, so these are people who risk their lives like on a daily fucking basis for everybody. Like most of them do, like not even for a living. Like they don't get paid for this. Like they just do it because it's the right thing. Why would I arrest them for doing the right thing, for doing their job? And Maria Hill is like, because the American people fucking said so. And Cap is like, yeah, I'm like, this is like, I'm starting to realize this is fucking awkward as hell, and like I'm not cool with this at all, so I'm gonna peace out. And Maria Hill's like, yeah, everybody be ready to fucking fire on Captain America, please. And And he's like, yeah, you guys might want to put your weapons down, like, before you make me do something I regret. And Maria Hill's like, just a reminder, everybody, Captain America is not your fucking boss. So, and it's like, look, it's getting bad to the point where Cap just basically ends up going like, oh, damn you to hell for making me do this. And he busts out. And like he takes out like all these soldiers, and he has like this like, I want to show this face that he's got, like, just stone cold. Like, yeah, I don't know if it's coming through, it's probably pixelated or something, but like,
no,
like,
it's
like all like somewhere between emotionless and just sad that it's come to this. Like, it's not like an angry like, ah! Or like a, you know, an excited like, yeah, battle. He's just going like, like he is bummed, and like he just lays waste to their soldiers, which what the fuck are they paying them for, apparently. But he dives out the fucking window of the helicarrier, and they're firing at him as he's falling out, and he's somehow managing to block this at various angles with the shield, but you know, this is him. And there's another plane like getting ready to land in there, like a jet fighter. Motherfucker lands on the fucking cockpit, like, and the dude's like, Jesus, and he goes like, yeah, you're gonna fly me the fuck out of here and watch the potty mouth, okay? So
language.
Yeah, this was language before language. I'm not even paraphrasing that part. It's literally, and watch the potty mouth.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's not even the potty. Like, all he says is Jesus. It's not like, you know, asterisk, ampersand, pound sign, exclamation mark, you know, whatever. It's straight up. It's just Jesus, and apparently that's potty mouth for Cap. So, and Maria Hill is like just watching out the window as he flies off, just like, you idiot. You're trying to save lives. Like, but you could tell, like, you just see her face in these scenes, like the way she talks, like she's got a fucking smirk on her face. She is down for some shit. Like, at first it's just like stern face, whatever, but then it's shit like that, like this little smirk, like, yeah, like, yeah, boys, get your fucking weapons ready. We're gonna have some fun here. Like, we're gonna flex a little bit. And
how did you think this is gonna turn out, Maria?
Oh yeah, I forgot to make a note of this. The fact that as he's flying away, all of a sudden it goes back to the party at Avengers Mansion, and Spider-Woman's like, hey, y'all see a big bald dude standing here watching everything? And they're like, oh fuck, that's Uatu the Watcher.
Ooh.
And like, yeah, who the hell is this guy? Yeah, like he's there like to witness like moments of like big change and like big important moments. Yeah, him being here right now, that's fucked up. Like that doesn't mean anything good. Like, that's bad, like, no matter what. So
does not bode well.
So then you know, flash forward to the White House lawn, where the president is, you know, like talking to his advisors, and then you see him talking to somebody else, going like, here, like, you know, Cap's out of control, apparently, like, can you handle this? And there's Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, and Yellow Jacket, aka Hank Pym,